Tiffany Studer. I'm part of Achilles Connecticut. I live in Manchester, Connecticut, and I compete both as a push rim athlete and as a hand cycle athlete. I've done anything from a 5K all the way up to an Olympic triathlon, which is a 0.9 mile swim, a 22-mile bike, and a 6-mile run. So I'm involved with Achilles a lot. I love the organization. I started back 5 or 6 years ago when I just wanted to get back into sports, and Achilles Connecticut and I hooked up, and we've been inseparable ever since. I actually not only am an athlete for the organization, but I also volunteer for the organization. So I was really excited when I was asked to talk about confidence, because it's really important and it's something that I really value in my life, in Achilles and outside of Achilles. And I thought a lot about what made me confident and why I was so confident. And I thought about two really solid parts that go on in my brain that make me think about confidence. And one thing that I really started saying to myself is, when something is a little off or not right, or I'm nervous about something, because that's something that happens to everybody. You're never not going to be nervous. You're always going to have something that you're not sure of. But when that happens, I always ask myself, I say, when has it never not been okay? Give me one example of when it really hasn't been okay, when you haven't been able to turn something around and fix things. And the answer to that is absolutely never. There's never been a time that nothing has not turned around. So that gives me confidence, because regardless of what the situation looks like from the point that you're at, you can think to yourself, when has it never not been okay? And the answer is, it hasn't. You're always going to make it okay. I always thought back to why I was confident, and it was, well, I've never really failed. And that sounds like something that you're like, wait, what? Like, everybody fails. That is something that happens. And that's true. You do fail. But I think that it's part of how you frame failure. And your confidence comes from it not as a failure, but it as, this is a bump in the road, or a turn in the road, or a challenge to overcome. It's not a failure. It's just how your story of life flows. So those two thought processes really make me confident in who I am and how I go about day-to-day life, because it's never not been okay. And I never have framed something as a failure. So I'm always going to be confident, because I can believe that it's always going to be okay, because I have the power to make it okay. And it's not going to be a failure, because I'm not going to think of it that way.